Hey everybody, it is 3:30 a.m. and I have been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 from 10 p.m. to about, I don't know, about 2:45. I was mostly live streaming, so some of my better matches were actually during the live stream, but here's the best match I got out of my first matches because, I don't know, my first match might be its own video. Maybe not, it's not that interesting, and who cares? Let me know if you guys want to see my very first match. I will upload it as its own little video this Sunday or something, or later in the week. I don't know. I wanted to jot down my first impressions of Black Ops 4, and this video is not going to be very long or very interesting because really what I'm going to be doing here is reiterating, unfortunately, a lot of what I said in the beta. In the beta, my biggest problem was the specialists, and unfortunately, right now, these are still my biggest problem. But just running over a few things here, I really like all of the maps on offer. Of course, it'll take me like about a month to really figure out which ones I like and don't like. Currently, I just didn't have a bad time on any of them. I don't think any of them are ugly, and I didn't really get completely screwed over on them, but I did have a really bad experience on Domination on Gridlock, but I'm going to assume that that was a fluke. I didn't really have a bad spawning experience in total, and the best part is some of the maps aren't these like cookie cutter 3-lane force engagement maps. They're not like big Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty Ghost maps, but they are actually interesting. They do have interesting little gimmicks to them. They have interesting layouts. They're not all cookie cutter. And I'm gonna get called a fanboy for this, but I really do like the remastered maps mixed in with the new maps at launch. I think that's really cool. It's like a throwback at launch. I don't know, I like that. I like the idea of getting Summit, Jungle, Slums, and I'm trying to remember the other one that's right on the tip of my tongue, Firing Range. Yes, okay, that's all of the remastered ones. So 4 remastered maps, 10 new maps, and we're getting Nuketown in November. That's 15 maps, 5 old, 10 new. I'm okay with that. This might sound dumb to some of you, but I will deal with the repercussions of that in the comment section. I know it's a little lazy for them to use old maps, but it makes it feel more like Call of Duty. This is a pretty strange game. It's hard for me to quantify this game. But just, you know, visually, emotionally, memory-wise, I don't know what it is, nostalgia-wise, I don't know, but playing on Firing Range feels like I'm home. It's like I'm playing Call of Duty. And all of the new mechanics, everything make it feel new and fresh. You know, I'm not playing like something that feels like Black Ops 1 on Black Ops 1 maps. I'm playing something that doesn't really feel like any other Call of Duty on 4 older maps. They bring you back to feeling like you're playing Call of Duty, and as a longtime fan, and as somebody that really started to get into the series with Black Ops, I like seeing these older maps here, and so maps get, you know, a nice big thumbs up from me. And you can use this little guy as an emoji in my streams if you become a member today. I don't really recommend it, you don't get much, but it does support the channel, so if you're into that, cool. What I really like is that the connections feel a butt ton better than they did in the beta. It feels a lot smoother, a lot more consistent, and that's good. Also, the colors have been changed and tweaked a little bit, just in the game in general, and it looks a lot nicer than it did in the beta. I've also run into less little frame stutters, so whatever they did between the beta and the launch, I don't care, because the Xbox One X version that I'm playing here runs and feels really good. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about what guns feel overpowered or underpowered or anything like that. And the reason being is because we don't know. The one thing I've learned through Call of Duty launches is that everybody thinks they know when the game comes out what gun is overpowered or underpowered, but we're wrong. That's what I've learned, is that we, as a community, as FPS players, as Call of Duty players, as human beings, whenever Call of Duty comes out, we're wrong. Some things are blatantly overpowered at launch, but for this game, I've heard so many conflicting things, which is a good sign. That means that there isn't anything that's just like everyone's agreeing is like overpowered. There's no BALs, there's no MSBSs, there's no NV4s in this game, in my opinion. Some people have told me the SMGs are dog shit. Some people have told me that they are amazing. I see people going off with snipers. I can't use snipers. Some people told me the LMG is garbage, and I loved the LMG through my play session tonight. God, I'm so slurry. It's so late. So I don't know. I feel like weapon balance is in a good spot if we can't agree on what is overpowered or underpowered. So we'll see what happens. I'm not saying it is good. I'm saying, you know, it's a good sign. You know, it's a good sign that we don't know. We don't know. I still love this game's gunplay, and now that the connections feel smoother and the game feels like it's just running smoother, I love it even more. I'm not even really that good at it yet, but I just like the way it feels. It's more satisfying, it's more rewarding, and for anyone telling you that you can't kill multiple people and that's just impossible, I'm sorry, this game's actually gonna take some skill to get used to in terms of the aiming and the shooting and the getting the kill streaks. So don't let anyone tell you that you can't get doubles and triples and it's just too hard. Don't let anyone tell you that. But unfortunately, after my first 4.5 hours of the game, I am pretty disappointed with one major thing in particular, and that is the specialists. I was hoping they would have been nerfed more, things be reworked or even removed. Kill streaks are a really big part of Call of Duty. Staying alive and doing well in order to get massive rewards is a big part of the series. And so to have this many pieces of equipment or weapons or abilities or whatever that mark you through walls and insta-kill you and get people to spawn behind you and just give people advantages over you, whether it's with health, whether it's with, I don't know, getting nailed by a one-shot kill revolver. I don't know. It's like, am I supposed to go for streaks or am I supposed to just laugh off every death? Because it's harder to laugh off my deaths in Call of Duty because I want to go on a streak. And when I'm constantly back at the respawn screen because somebody took their sweaty Cheeto-covered fingers and hit LBRB at the right time, I get a little miffed. Now, every weapon takes a different amount of skill or has a different amount of risk-reward, but unfortunately, the only one I can really think about that I like is probably Crash and Seraph. Healing your team occasionally and giving them ammo and extra score is one thing, and Seraph, giving a spawn beacon, which could potentially screw over your team, and a revolver that takes a lot of, accuracy, that's okay. But everything else feels like I win buttons in a lot of cases. I'm not saying you can't counter these. I'm not saying that they're going to ruin the game. I'm just saying I don't like them, and I don't see Call of Duty pursuing a hero-based system after this game, because I believe after this game, people are going to get sick of it. We haven't had that much of a break from it, Jesus. Because we had Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, and then like one game that has like the pseudo system with the divisions, and then it's back in full force in Black Ops 4. I don't know, I think people are going to get pretty sick of it. So after my first 4+ hours of playing, there you go. I think specialists are annoying, I think the spawns on some maps and some game modes need some work, but this game has a lot of potential, and this is back to what I said at the beta. Only better, the game is better. I like these maps that are in the full game compared to the ones we had access to in the beta a lot more. And I think the game runs smoother, it looks better, it loads faster. It's really well optimized at this point. And it could use a little work here and there. The menus kind of stutter, but looking past that, I think it's better there. But like I said at the end of that beta, it's a good game with a lot of crap in it. It's a really solid Call of Duty game, it's a really solid shooter, but there's so much unnecessary crap that's going to frustrate people, and it's going to wear people out. I'll admit that I get sadistic pleasure from fucking with people with these specialist abilities and weapons, but if they were to be completely removed, this game might be one of my more favorite Call of Duty games. I don't know. I think some major reworks need to happen, and hopefully they happen soon. I want nerfs, I want buffs, I want removals, I want additions, and I want them on my desk by December. I'd be very surprised if this game isn't drastically different by springtime, so let's just see what happens. And if you want to know my personal emotional feelings about the game, I enjoy it, I think it's satisfying, I think it's fun, and I look forward to grinding it and putting out gameplay for you guys, ranting about shit and complaining and putting forward new ideas, and I look forward to that. It might feel like a Call of Duty channel on here for a little while, and I'm sorry about that, but Call of Duty's on my mind, and my mind's on Call of Duty, so I will see you guys when I see you guys. Goodbye.